Ezra Pound, an American modernist poet who did more than anyone to advance a modern movement in English and American literature, was born on 30th October 1885 in Haley, Idaho. He was the only child of Homer Loomis Pound and Isabel Weston, both members of prominent American families. He attended the University of Pennsylvania, where he met his lifelong friend, the poet William Carlos Williams. He took a bachelor's degree in philosophy and master's in 1906, but withdrew from the university after working one more year towards his doctorate. He left with a knowledge of Latin, Greek, French, German, Spanish, and Anglo-Saxon, as well as of English literature and grammar. In the autumn of 1907, Pound became a professor of Romance languages at Wabash Presbyterian College in Indiana. His career quickly came to an end as he was already writing the poetry affecting a bohemian manner. With little money, he left America in 1908 for Venice, and there he published his first book, A Lume Spento, at his own expense. In September 1908, he went to London and entered William Butler Yeats Circle and joined the School of Images, a modern group which was presided by the philosopher T.E. Hume. Soon he came to be known as the leader of the Imagist movement of 1912 to 1914. It was a reactionary movement against Romanticism and Victorian poetry. Imagism emphasized on simplicity, clarity of expression, and precision through the use of exacting visual images. Pound adopted T. Hume's idea for his Imagist movement that images in verse are not mere decorations but the very essence of it. In Romanticism, poets like William Wordsworth wrote in daffodils, "For oft when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude. And then my heart with leisure fills and dances with the daffodils." Whereas Imagism aimed to replace these abstractions and glorifications with concrete details and to use absolutely no word that does not contribute to the presentation, as Ezra Pound wrote in his 14-word poem, In a Station of the Metro. The apparition of these faces in the crowd, petals on a wet black bough. In addition to his own work, Pound was also working for others. It was Pound who was chiefly responsible for the publication of what is generally considered the greatest English novel of this century, James Joyce's Ulysses. It was Pound who discovered a young poet named T.S. Eliot and shaped the poem that was to become The Wasteland. During his stay in Paris from 1921 to 1924, Pound met and helped the young American novelist Ernest Hemingway. He was also a very strong influence on William Butler Yeats, Hilda Doolittle, Virginia Woolf, and Robert Frost. His influence is virtually endless, as Pound was forever discovering people and their works. His aspirations for literature were grand. He read literature of different languages. Pound believed that bad writing destroyed civilizations and the good writing could save them. Perhaps inspired by Pound's public engagement with Japanese literature, he had been given the papers of the Chinese scholar Ernst Fenollosa by his widowed wife. Pound worked on it and published its translation Cathay. Pound's work on Fenollosa's manuscripts and study of Japanese language gave him confidence in matters pertaining to Japanese literature. Pound began to teach himself Chinese, and by 1940, Chinese characters and ideas took a central place in the text of his poem, The Cantos. The Cantos is a colossal work of modernist poetry which is 800 pages long and took Pound over half of his life to write, and even then he never finished it. In terms of the geographical range, it is truly an international poem, as it contains numerous languages including Italian, Chinese characters, Arabic script, focusing on the history of East Asia, Africa, and the beginning of United States of America. Among many others, Cantos draws attention to the works of Homer, Ovid, Dante, and Remy de Gourmont. Many readers may be put off reading the Cantos by Pound's anti-Semitic views. Others may be put off because they find the work impenetrable or even unreadable. Following the Great Depression of 1930s, he turned more and more to history and politics, became a supporter of Italian fascism, and declared his admiration for Benito Mussolini. He was arrested by US forces in 1945 and spent 6 months in a prison camp for army criminals near Pisa. Despite harsh conditions there, he wrote the Pisan Cantos 1948. He returned to United States to face trial for treason, where he was pronounced insane and mentally unfit for trial by a panel of doctors and spent 12 years in St. Elizabeth's Hospital. Controversy surrounding him burst out anew when, in 1949, he was awarded the most important Bollingen Prize for his Pisan Cantos. When on April 18, 1958, he was declared unfit to stand trial and charges against him were dropped, he was released from St. Elizabeth's Hospital and returned to Italy, where he hailed his adopted nation with a fascist salute, calling United States an insane asylum. Pound died in Venice in 1972. Out of his 60 years of publishing activity came 70 books of his own, contributions to about 70 others, and more than 1,500 articles. Francesca Ezra Pound. You came in out of the night, and there were flowers in your hands. Now you will come out of a confusion of people, out of a turmoil of speech about you. I, who have seen you amid the primal things, was angry when they spoke your name in ordinary places. I would that the cool waves might flow over my mind, and that the world should dry as a dead leaf or as a dandelion seed pod and be swept away, so that I might find you again alone.